What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are playing Stillwater, and here we have our main protagonist. I think he's a detective. I'm trying to figure out some murder cases. I think it's been in my list for a minute, so I have no idea what it's about really. So let's go. Oh, okay. All right, let's start it up right now. Let's go. This is a work of fiction. The resemblance to any real life people is purely coincidental. This game contains depictions of horror, mature themes, violence, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. You hear that, guys? If you are of age, stay. If you're not, get the hell out of here. Anyway, caretaker, I'm sorry, but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down. If we can just talk it out. So many things keep happening keep happening one after another. Every day there's a damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but I check every faucet, every ceiling, everything, and still I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Please listen to me. Oh, but the water. That damn water. Water? Yes, it's everywhere. Pools of it are all over the house, and every time I try to mop it up, and another will appear. There's no end to it. But it's at night. It's at night when it comes. What are you talking about? I hear someone or something walking along the hallway at night. Maybe it's just my grandfather. Oh, are we a paranormal activity detective? Supernatural detective? Maybe. No, Nina, it's not him. I thought it was, but it's not. But I've seen it! That thing. I only glimpsed that once, but I'm more than certain that thing was not your grandfather. Ever since that night, I would lock my door and pray it would walk past my room. Da-da-da. I don't know what's going on, but I swear it just keeps walking. Always walking on pools of water. Sometimes I hear them randomly. Their steps are erratic and faint, but I can still hear them. Just a steady pace down the halls. But I think recently it's no longer like that. What do you mean? Every morning I follow to see where the wet footprints lead. It walks towards something more clearly than before. It will walk down the halls, climb down the stairs, and turn corners, all of it. I'll follow. Eventually the rail will come to a stop. And it will stop right by your grandfather's room. His room? If this is some sick joke to scare me away, then please stop. It's not a joke, Nina. I meant when I said that there was something wicked going on in this place. This house. That can't be true. I know this is not life, but you have to believe me. I can't stay here no longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay. I understand. Not really, but go ahead. Thank you for taking care of my grandfather up to now. And I'm sorry for the stress I've caused you. I'll be sure to pay you right away as soon as I... Lena, listen to me. I don't know what's going on around here, but... The woman on the phone cautiously looks around. Left to right. Turning her head constantly back and forth. Looking over her shoulder to find if any others listening in. She grips the phone so close to her ear in a vice-like grip, speaking again in a hushed tone. Something terrible is lurking in the house. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and leave this place. Now, okay. Leave? I just can't leave everything behind. We have nowhere else to go. Please, Nina, this place is not safe. The rumors, they're true. The curse is real. My family's not cursed. But Nina, at this rate, you and your family will. Enough. A pause. Cold and sharp tenseness strains the cause. Both women, exhausted and stressed beyond their comfort, try to stifle their growing frustrations towards one another. Neither yielding to the other's thoughts, only leaving anger and hurt to fester through the silence. After what feels like a suffocating stillness, Nina finally sighs heavily and responds bluntly to the caretaker. Look, I don't know what you heard or saw, but I just can't leave things like this. Whoever or whatever they are, I will make them answer to me. Oh, well, I added more words there. Sorry, they will answer to me. I won't leave them. I won't let them have their way. I don't have time wasting my energy on this stupid curse. So if you can't help me, then so be it. I'll find another way. Nina, my grandfather is all I have left. He's all I have left. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Dinner, 7 a.m. Amid a funky morning, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. He drinks a black coffee, depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. And today, it was just black coffee. Yeah, I swear I've seen that amount of paperwork in my life. Never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. A freaking mountain worth of it. Yeah, you're a valued member of our team, Hugo. My foot started to believe that I was bamboozled to join their agency. Hugo Laurent, I guess, age 30, takes a good look at his cup of Joe and chugs it all in one sit. You got a stilly throat there, sir. Iron. Jesus. Okay. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks out towards the early mist. There is something inherently terrifying about the fog to him. How it engulfs everything and nothing. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces, proof of it remaining. Even in a quaint little town like this, I can't even run from my own fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them from recent events, but mainly all were just past headlines of missing person cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just as hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason for all of this. An all too personal reason. Seeing strange things comes with a price. In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds rough. Mind if I join? Kuya? Kuya? An annoying familiar voice interrupts his train of thought. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible. Although reluctantly. Oh. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. He then gathers the files and shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes his initiative and sits at the opposite end of the booth. He greets the waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special with an extra plate. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to relay his order. The man then looks back at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and the now jumbled newspaper clippings, all while Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today. I'm fine, Noah. I'm not in the mood, okay? Not even a little? There is a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Well, too bad for you. I ordered a big breakfast for the two of us. Wink, wink, wink. Two? Oh, got the pancakes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pancakes, bro. 2 eggs, 2 big ass sausages, two bacon pieces, ton of tater tots, I think. That is a good breakfast right there, dude. As if the world could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. Why the hell did you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. Wow, Mukhang Masarap. Mukhang Masarup. Right, Hugo? Are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will, and I'm about to let you faint again. So open wide. Noah De Leon, age 27, a natural born charmer. You can see it, look at that dude, he oozing it. Born charmer is also the only person in the world who lovingly threatens him to eat every day. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats the generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good. Right? Good food always helps cheer you up. Damn him. I got swept away again. Oh, by the way, the chief will be out for a business trip. She mentioned it will be for a couple days. When did she tell you this? I didn't hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think. Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. She didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. Are we yelling a lot? Can we stop yelling? It's morning. Can we calm down? Tone it down, guys. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? We technically have the day off. Oh, you're a couple ruiner too? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back to the office. There's a couple boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day. Hey, I like the mouth movement. It's pretty cool. And pass up this opportunity to get to know you better, Kuya? Quit it. After their enlightening banter, the two of them finish their breakfast, pay for their meals, and head to Hugo's car. Ooh. As Noah opens the door to the passenger seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. Boy, dude, your brows are thicker than the goddamn milk. The big dog stirs at the sound of the car opening and lazily stares at Noah. I'm sorry, big guy. He then closes the door while trying not to make too much noise to disturb his occupant. Colby? Cobble? There them eyes, bro. At the sound of his name, his heavy-lidded eyes slowly peek to see who comes for him. It is his one and only partner, his human. As if he realizing who he is where he is, the old bloodhound stirs up from his sleep, pounces at Hugo, and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. I bring it back. Good morning again, Colby. Had a nice nap. 8 years old, Hugo's most faithful and loving partner in crime, has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place. Hell yeah, he does. Look at him, happy. He happy. Everybody happy. You look happy. Damn, just gone, dude. You know who he reminds me of? You know, if you watch the Cloudy Chance of Meatballs, the father of that scientist dude, I can't remember his name, but that's what he reminds me of. Slightly offended. Okay. Where was that? Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the back seat, chuckles to himself. He is amazed and slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden surge of energy. Hmm. It doesn't matter how many times I try. When it comes to boosting up his mood, no one can beat Colby. I hope I'm saying your name right, dog. Dog. Agency, 7:50 a.m. The three head back to the office. The space is just the same as Hugo left it. A decent, organized mess. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. Albeit, it could have been better. Wow, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Ah, shut it, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. Bark. Thanks, boy. Yeah, you tell him. You set him straight. You set him straight, boy. But before Hugo could continue to give deserved headpats, he notices someone. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. She looks a bit frantic, even more restless, with her disheveled and ill-fitted clothes, drawing emphasis to her already too visible petite frame. The woman tries to grasp the door handle several times, but stops before she could touch it. Oh, what's going on? Her brow furrows, agitated and distressed about something. So much to the point it is preventing her from just simply reaching out for help. However, when she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. Whoa, what's up? What's up, B? You can just come in here all you want. You know, it's an agency. Don't worry. I'm sorry. I know that I know that the closed sign is up, but I saw you come in, and all right. Are you all right, miss? I need your help. My grandfather, before she can continue explaining, Noah swiftly cuts in front of Noah and interferes in all too practiced manner. It's okay, miss. We'll hear what you have to say. Whoa, why you? Whoa, bro, bro, back up, Noah. I was doing my job. You coming in like that, interfering. It was my job, buddy. Ask me for help, not you. God, she made eyes with me. So please, why don't you sit over there? No, just to one of the empty seats at the other side of the office. The poor woman hesitates for a moment. She clutches desperately to the straps of her purse, her eyes focusing apprehensively on them and at the jester's seat. After mulling over Noah's offer, she quickly glances back and nods. The woman then walks towards the corner of the room and sits at the edge of the sofa. Her posture is wary and tense, giving no sign of comfort for even this brief moment of peace. Can I start you off by telling us your name? Can you start off by telling us your name? I apologize for earlier. I'm usually a bit more composed than this, but I guess I'm failing at that too. My name is Nina Mortimer. Mortimer. Ooh, there's the music. Ah. Hello, Nina. My name is Noah De Leon. No one ask for your last name, Holmes. Just Noah. I'll put in your last name right, though. I am one of the assistants here. That big guy next to you is our lovely assistant, Colby. The one brooding over here is private investigator Hugo Laurent. Yeah, you're the assistant, dog. She talked to me. God. Not me, Hugo. I'm not brooding, I'm just tired. And our chief is away on business, but I think we can still accommodate you. So, how can we help you, Miss Nina? For just a moment, Nina appeared a bit more lax, more hopeful, maybe even relieved from this warm welcome. However, she again tenses up The guilt and the shame come rushing back to her, visible by the creases of her brow, as she once again realizes why she's here. I need help watching over my. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Tonight, what did she experience? Yes, I know this is a strange request, but my hands are tied on this. It has to be tonight. I'm sorry, Miss Dina, but I don't quite understand. Is your grandfather in any danger? I think someone is trying to take him away. Huh? Dun dun dun! Anyway, being cringe here. Take him? Miss Dina, Miss Dina, I think you should contact the police right away. They are far more equipped at handling this kind of situation. No, they're not! I've tried requesting their help, but they've given me the same answer verbatim for weeks now. They would send someone out to watch over the manor for the entire day. But by the end of their routine, they would always report back nothing unusual. They saw no one else leaving or arriving at the house other than me or the caretaker. And despite telling them all in detail about the letters, all the strange things that's been happening, there's nothing more they can do. But it's just sit around until it escalates even more. I can't wait any longer. Any more than this, then it'll all be too late. If only I knew who Lewis was. Lewis? She lets out a gasp. Her hands shot out to cover her mouth, realizing she had said too much so carelessly. She tries to avert their gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Miss Nina, who's Lewis? Are they the ones causing all this? Once more, she contemplates, her brows knit closely together as she bites her lips nervously. Once more, she contemplates, her brows knit closely together as she bites her lips nervously. It's as if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out, too heavy to even utter. A mistake she can't take back. Before the silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Nina with a gentle and reassuring tone. Miss Nina, I know it's scary. All the things you mentioned to us so far, no one should ever have to experience, especially by themselves. And I assure you, we'll listen to all of it. I promise. Wild and manic eyes search deeply at them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give their time to simply listen to her, to actually help her. From this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside one of the pockets, she takes out a single, slightly crumpled envelope with a pigmented red wax seal pressed in the middle. At a glance, Hugo could tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique. And yet, despite its delicate form, it remains well preserved, well kept. It's as if the letter itself was untouched by time, forever waiting to be opened. Grandfather has been receiving cryptic letters for the past month now. The letters didn't come with an address or the name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. This had the name Lewis on it. She opened it. As she hands over the letter, Hugo notices her hand slightly shaking. Nina still avoiding his gaze, but he knows she's trying in earnest. But before he could reach out his hand, holy shit. It whispers in my ears. Oh my god. Oh my god. A faint shift in the room, unnoticeable to the others, but all too glaringly clear to him. There is something very wrong with this letter. Suddenly, Hugo recoils his hand away in pain, like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously, so memorable, that even if the pain disappears within seconds, a hit of it remains. Something so small, akin to a prick from a rose's thorn, or more like a paper cut. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, I'm fine, Miss Mortimer. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Hugo stares squarely at the cut. A thin red line starts to form slowly by the top of his index finger, trailing down and stopping just above the first crease. A red so clearly visible it's taunting. That doesn't look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a band-aid. It's fine, Noah. I don't need one. But really, it's fine. It doesn't even hurt that much. Noah takes one good look at him before sighing exasperatedly. Okay, I think I said that right. And sitting back down in his chair, still eyeing Hugo's hand. Buddy, calm down. Stay over there. Hugo shrugs and returns his teacher back to the letter, but this time, luckily, nothing happens. For it to reach all the way out here with just a letter alone is truly For it to reach all the way out here with just a letter alone is truly terrifying. Carefully, he removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written message. A person named Lewis is asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight. Needed to share something important with him. However, what's really striking about this is not the letter itself. Appearing at the bottom of the page, a message scrawled on like the rest stands visibly out to Hugo. A message that shouldn't be there. Remember, I promise, Henry. When did you receive this letter? Yesterday. And your father? Where is he right now? He's currently back at the house with the caretaker. I promised him I wouldn't be out for too long. I made an agreement with them, you see. Oh, what sort of agreement? The caretaker we have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. Before nightfall, they will leave exactly at the same time. Before nightfall. I wanted to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know this sounds crazy, but at one point I thought everyone was in on it. The mail carriers, the officers, the caretakers, everyone had a hand at making our family suffer. But this one was different. Jesus, my guy, calm down. It's okay. Oh, I never heard of anyone by that name. Not a relative or a family friend, but they clearly know who my grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina begins to break down. Oh my god, those are big water droplets. Teardrops. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue, all of it was finally catching up to her. Her body hunches forward, her hands press close to her eyes as she tries to cover the stream of tears running down her face. That was, I thought he like scooted away with his chair. I was like, okay, buddy, you're so mean. As an act of comfort, Colby sits closer to Nina while Noah fetches tissues for her. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled. She said the whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. And before nightfall, I think there's more to this than she is not admitting. Whatever happened with the letter, I am more than certain. Certain that whatever Lewis is, they're coming for blood. Reject the case. Just say, nah, girl, I don't need your ISCU. This is autosave. Go back here. Pop. Okay, we'll take the case, girl. We're here to help. I guess I'm an asshole. I just say, nah. Do you want more tissues? We'll do it. We'll take on your case. For a moment, everything goes still. Their eyes and attention are solely directed at Hugo, whose eyes have a certain glint to them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wipes away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. We're glad to help, Miss Nina. Please just call me Nina. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina smiles at Hugo and Noah in gratitude, her eyes renewed with a faint glimmer, a hope that maybe things would change for her and her family for the better. However, before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more. She takes out a small piece of paper and a pen and hastily starts jotting down something. 4970 Church Street. I'll be best on my way now. I'll let my grandfather know ahead of time you'll be coming. Also, this is my address. I'll be sure to get you all when you arrive. And thank you again, truly. She politely bows to them and walks out of the office, already reaching into her purse for her car keys. Hugo watches from his desk as she goes to open the driver's seat. Nina looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. She waves slightly at him before finally pulling out of the parking lot and driving off. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort this out later. Again. Again, buddy. The car, 5:30 p.m. Oh, I was gonna say, please have some like rain. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rear view mirror to see any passing cars. But it was only them on the road. Noah, who usually chats his ear off by now, leans quietly against the car door as he looks out to the passing streetlights, reserved and distant. He hasn't said a word to Hugo since he left the office. You should... Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? What a surprise! Have you been looking at me, Kuya? No, you idiot. You usually just talk a lot, that's all. So you do miss me talking. Just say it. Ah ha ha. Do you believe her story? What? Given all the things she told us, do you think she is telling the truth? Yes, I believe her. Or at least, I believe she hasn't lied to us. But you know, I can't shake this feeling that she's hiding something. Like if she left out certain details on purpose. Also, why does she have to travel this far out of town for a private eye? Surely there must have been another far closer to her home than ours. I just don't know how to explain it. As expected of you, Hugo. Are you making fun of me? No, not at all. I'm just admiring your observations. Didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. But her last name caught me off guard. Huh? Have you heard about the Martimers? They're a pretty distinguished family that own an esteemed fishing company. Well, they used to, I believe. They have yet to name and hire. What do you mean? Shouldn't it naturally go to Nina? It should, but I don't know. From what I heard, each time they try to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. Huh? Gone without a trace, or so anyone thought. Their bodies would soon turn up months after. And you know what's strange? All of them have been labeled as accidents by local news. No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They've been struck with so many tragedies that over time people begin to believe they were cursed or something. Cursed. I think I can understand why she wouldn't go to the police again. For they most likely thought she was seeing things and went along with the procedure just to keep face. But deep down, they must have thought she had gone mad. Uh, I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what they will find on there. Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Me. Why? Think of it. Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital. Ugh. Besides, two is better than one. Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me. Hell yeah. Well, have you heard that three is better than two? Ugh. The more timer is late. 6 p.m. Ooh. Passing through the countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Nestled away from prying eye, it stands tall, magnificent, and classic. Truly a rarity only afforded but to the privileged. And yet, with all its opulence, it looms from a distance. Hugo and Noah could only gaze at the sheer scale of the matter. Its grand stature topples easily over the dozens of houses they drove past. Wow, look at the size of it. I could never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain weighs heavily on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His vision hazed as he leans close to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Whoa! Like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately heaves. The air in his lungs escaping too quickly burns as he feels his throat start to shrink, draining tighter the more he breathes. But this pain pales in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No. Something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze fixed on him like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. We'll be together soon, Henry. What the hell? Damn it already. I need to hurry or else. Hey, you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with the concern of his partner's well-being. Colby, I'm okay. I think... Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice. It was so close to my ear. Is everything alright? Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded from the trip, that's all. I'll be happy to make you a tea at the very least. If it's no trouble. No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces.
Something very fishy about this. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without saying another word.
Are you sure you're alright?
You sounded like you were choking earlier.
I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here.
Oh, we can't back out now.
I don't like that voice.
Listen to me. I think you should. Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands by the door, silently contemplating something. Just like before, but this time she seems even more anxious. Whatever unease she tried to mask earlier became more apparent. The minute they walked closer to the front door. I haven't been quite honest with you, detective.
No shit.
Of course. Obvious that you weren't being honest with your demon shit.
Anyway. Huh?
Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You, you see for yourself what I mean. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Come on, Colby, let's go. And you too, Noah. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Our charm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Oh. Light pitter patterns on the house. Greeted with a brightly lit hallway, Hugo notes immediately that the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floor accents, antique furnishings, the house itself exudes the word elegance. A classic and rustic charm with the walls and floorings made from the finest wood. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. However, he notices something even more distinct than the splendor. Behind the seemingly perfect veneer, I think, yeah. An unsettling air rests, roos? I'm gonna say wafts throughout the house, leaving no room for doubt that the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please come this way. Bracing themselves, they enter the dimly lit drawing room. At first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette situated at the far corner. Only the spare lighting from the window pierces through a fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the silhouette, Hugo now understands the reason for it all. Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have guests. Sitting on the arm. This is your grandfather? God damn, he looking great. He's looking real good. Oh, God damn. I want to be this grandfather, being young as well. Sitting on the armchair is a very young man, not much older than Hugo or Noah. He is dressed modestly and shares none of the imposing presence of the manor. No, rather such luxury does not even remotely reflect on the man for them at all. It is as the flow of time has stopped only for him, while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the letter, timeless, delicate, jarringly out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Laurent and his two assistants, Colby and Noah. Oh yeah, Colby. They're going to help us. Okay, his name is Henry. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel unnerved. The man before them is supposed to be the frail and older than any of them. And yet, here he remains, forever unchanging, forever young. And those eyes, do you see the eyes? They come a long way, so I'll be making some tea. Would you like some, Grandpa? Grandpa doesn't seem like he's gonna do anything. He does not reply back, nor does he glance at Nina or anyone else in the room. Only fixates his gaze on the rain, and nothing else. I'll be sure to make a cup for you two. She then timidly gestures to Hugo and Noah back to the foyer. Bearing more questions, the two follow Nina outside. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There is an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Whoa. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will never end well. Nina, that man. Yes, he's my grandfather, the one I asked you all to watch over. I I know this is hard to believe, but Nina draws something out of from her pocket. It's an old picture of a handsome man with slick back hair, wearing the finest of suits. The gentleman in the picture has a different air to him, one of the wealth and power, none of which reflects at all on the current Henry Mortimer. It's almost as if looking at two different people. This isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. Then why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of water when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried that something fell over, so I went to go back. I went to go check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him up, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. His face, I recognized his face. He looked younger. We don't really do screaming here. So many things were rushing through my head at that moment, and yet I knew he felt familiar to me. I know it sounds bizarre the more I talk about it, but that's what happened. That was also the same night I found that letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all this. No matter how I went to, no matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. Oh, why is it something? The pools of water, the letters, Lewis, and now this. I've been ignoring the signs for years and just finally hoping things can get better if I try finding solutions on my own. But that's not enough anymore. Maybe my whole family is really... No, they're not. Curses aren't real. Detective. I think we can easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In truth, the ones who fixate on it make it their reality. Rumors, doubts, lies, all those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, those emotions drag other people down with them. Personally, I think you were caught up in all this. But I assure you, we'll see this through. For you and Mr. Mortimer. Mortimer. Okay. What about it? Thank you. Good. Now for our first priority is to find out more about Lewis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency, do you have it with you? Yes, here it is. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are you gonna do with it? I searched everything on that letter and I still couldn't come up with any clues. I'll be using it as a reference or guide, if you will. I'm afraid I can't discuss too much of the process, trade secret and all. Of course. I'll check upstairs, oh Noah. You and Colby check the ground floor. Got it. Before they leave to do their own investigations, Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder. He leans in close enough for Nina to not hear. Keep a close eye on Mr. Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. I don't want her to be dragged any more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep her safe. Hugo, you... Fine. But remember, yell for me, okay? I know. Thank you, Noah. Counter on you. You too, boy. My baby boy. Pats and scritches before I leave. With a final nod at them, Hugo then goes towards the staircase and heads upstairs. Everything's covered up. Oh, yeah. Noah stares for a moment longer and Hugo's back before he disappears into the first floor. He then turns to look at Colby. Well, it's time to get to work. Right, Colby? Burf. Investigation starter. The objective is to look around the area for objects to proceed the story. Use the arrows or arrow keys to move to a different area. Outlines will appear on a clickable object. On top right is the pen button. Click it. Okay. Click it. Clicking it will highlight an object you've missed. Oh, whoa. Mr. Martimer still sits motionlessly by the corner of the room. His gaze never leaves the ring. Something up with that's for sure. What's up, Colby? Nothing here. Yeah, nothing over here. Okay, there's flowers. A delicate arrangement of violets and bright roses. They seem to be fresh and fairly new. Okay, I don't have to talk my narrator voice, whatever that is. A large bookshelf stands close to the entranceway. It contains a couple photo albums and a phone book. And a few phone books, not just that. Oh, there's a phone. An old rotary dial telephone. It still looks like it's in good use. That's true. Oh, frames decorating the walls are covered in white sheets, veiled with a thin lining of dust on top of each one. Interesting. Whoa, there's so many paintings covering the walls. Are there more like this all over the house? Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day. But sadly, he doesn't do that anymore. Nina, I can't help but notice the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. I covered them up for my grandfather's sake. For his sake? Yes, he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. There were times when he would mutter to himself and would just stare at the painting for days on end. It worried me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then, he hasn't stared at any of them. He just sits quietly looking outside. I see. About the paintings, I noticed that they all have a similar theme. Look at those landscape. Oh, and yeah, they do. Well, I can't see that. No, that's water right there. They all had water in them. I know this isn't a coincidence since you told us before, but if there's anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Noah, can I ask you a question first? Sure, go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? Mermaids? I don't suppose I do. Why? Casting her gaze to the floor, Nina anxiously fidgets and tightly claps her hands together. She then briefly sighs and continues. Well, there's a story, or rather more like a fairy tale, that my family has passed down. A fairy tale? Yes, well, it feels like one to me. It was about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Every day, every night, he would go out by the shore to gaze at her beauty. But on one day, she vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined, he will sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new lands beyond and back, he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all throughout his journey, and made him one of the wealthiest and most highly respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he gained through his travels, he never found the mermaid again. She would only be a dream, nothing more. And that's the end of the story. Wow. Story time with Nina. It doesn't end happily, but I guess there was a lesson behind all of it. I just never understood it. What do you think happened to the mermaid? I know it's just an exaggeration, and yet I can't help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I would wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again. Or at least that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other? Yeah, I think so at least. I wouldn't want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard being alone. Nina, what you think? A journey all by yourself. Interesting. Interesting frame, interesting wording right there from her. Okay. Oh, my time it's like 11:30 p.m. After searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. Hugo walks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From the customized window drapes to the vintage furnishings. Everything here exudes the extravagance. But much like to the interior Hugo has seen so far, he finds this one in the particular reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall, a gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is motoring despite its preserved nature. Okay. We got a chest here. A classic wooden chest lies at the foot of the canopy. Its lock still firmly holds a safeguarding whatever is inside. Meticulous, organized set of academic books, ranging from nonfiction to geographic, are all on display. However, hidden away behind the vast collection are some children's fairy tales, all carefully kept. Okay. Atop the fireplace, unblemished, unmarked by time, hangs a curious and familiar painting of a beautiful woman. Oh, papers. Scattered papers. All forgotten, waiting on the whole floor. Heavily etched markings are found scrawled on the papers. A pristine pearl white tea set sits patiently by, untouched and unused for quite some time. Yep. Oh. Hey. An old photo of a lost time. A sweet time, summertime memory of a little girl with her beloved grandfather. Lampshade. Chairs. There's something I'm missing. I'm missing something. Got all that. What's this? I don't know what this is. Lamp. Bum, 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 bum. What am I missing? I'm missing. Oh, a leather-bound journal. Oh, okay. I didn't even see that. A leather-bound journal spreads on the edge of the table. Its pages are torn out so haphazardly that the binding itself is starting to fall out. I need to hurry, but I don't want to stay here too long. Montgomery State, 1150. Oh, he searches and searches, and still there's no sign of Lewis. To Hugo, even if there is a fragment, a singular thread to that person, to the real selves, you could find them. But there is nothing. Not one thing pertaining to him. It's as if the thought of Lewis barely exists at all. What is going on? Clearly sensed that presence before, but it's gone again. Damn it, I wish I had more time. No, calm down. It has to be here. I just need to focus. He ponders again, retracing every step and every little detail, hoping that he overlooks something. Yet all he knows is that the one tangible thing that connects him, that tethers so closely to this place, and most of all, to Henry, is the letter. Words of promise, of love, all delicately etched onto a page, but tainted with a powerful, dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted? From the very start of all this, Hugo believed that whoever Lewis was, they were the ones responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their haunting for good, to bring them peace, to move on. However, this isn't the case anymore. The unnatural force that binds everyone so closely together in this family is not the case of an angry spirit. No, it's something far more devious than that. He takes the letter out from the envelope. He notices the change within, bearing no foreboding thread at the bottom of the page. It just looks just like a regular letter, or rather, what it once was. A sad and tragic love. If you can't come, then I understand. Things have gotten more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? I'm sorry, Henry, for everything. It hurts to see you so torn up like this. I would never hurt you or drag you along with me. If this is to be our farewell, then can I ask you one last favor? Could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'll be happy to know it's safe with you. My heart will forever be yours, Henry. With love always. Louis. Is it Lois? Is it Lois or Louis? Louis? You know what? I don't know. Louis, like Lew, but that could sound like Lois too. Louis, but so this was the true letter. A small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his fingers, quiet and soothing. The fragment Hugo was searching for. Louis, I'm sorry. You were always a victim in all of this too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. Hugo turns his head. The sound to see the chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic creatures have not been maintained well, left to rot on its own. Suddenly he stops at the sound of a sweet voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace. Come here, my dear sweet boy. Shave. Don't go to bed. No, stay focused, Hugo. I won't let it get to me. Preparing himself, he heads towards the chest and opens it. Inside, scrambled together, are bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Okay. Young man found dead by the lake. An unidentified young man was found on the morning of blah 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 3 days prior to his death, according to the police. Ruled as a suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This certainly is a tragic loss, an unfortunate event indeed. No claim of his body has been made yet. Louis. By the corner of Hugo's eye, he spots a bright lamp buried beneath the clutter. He reaches for it. Oh, a locket of brilliant gold shines unblemished, retaining a timeless luster. Inside, it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses, smiling brightly. This must be the locket that he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. In this picture. Did he put this here? No, it might have been Henry. But why would he store it away like this? What should I do? I'm saving. That's what I'm doing. Take the locket. I should probably hold on to this for now. Take it to him, please. Louis? A gentle but distant plea echoes in Hugo's heart. A forgotten ache of yearning and regret grips him deeply.
Feelings not of his own start to rise like a small ripple in a pond, wanting to be found again and remembered. Don't worry, I'll bring it to him. I'll make sure of it. Hugo's about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. Whoa, water? The pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no! Suddenly, the lights shut off. The scream is heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Hugo's about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of the pale feet before him. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in incomplete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. It appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No, this very thing is trying to imitate a human form, trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. It's just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time, it's drawing nearer, inching ever so closely. The words to call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Don't get in my way. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases his agonizing grip and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurs and his breathing is haggard. He staggers towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fuck! Nah, Colby! To his dismay, he is only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it! From a distance, he finally hears the sounds of Colby relentlessly barking as he gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so. Like being on the water, his movement is slow and drawn out, as if being dragged down by that thing. Fuck this. Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs a chair and starts striking the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks. He is larger with each blow, splitting out smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made out of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all his strength that he has left for a final blow. Damn you, break! Just break already! Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any rail he can grab hold of. However, he discovers instead the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain was drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the vines. Carefully, he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Yet to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches starts to tear away from the wall. Oh my god, out of this desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another but fails when his hand slips out of reach. Shit! Ugh. Clamoring wildly as he loses grip on the ivy, he lands down onto the thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There's still time. I can do this. I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake, where this tragedy starts and ends. Lake. Sometime. baby! Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby! Noah! Where are you? He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. You're in a weird place. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa! Stop! Grandpa! Let me go, my grandpa. He's... No, Nina. It's dangerous. You get hurt too. I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. In that instant, Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing Nina's stead. Hugo? No, don't. Please falls deaf to his ears. Not even the whines and worried of his partner could make him turn back. Determined, he forges ahead. Nearing the deep end of the lake, he sees Henry Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled than before. It's as if all the life he's lived up until this point has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself and surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry can lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me. Nothing. Motionless and unresponsive, he stares deeply into the water. The haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives, and you're one of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it, a slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina. However, just as cruel and violent as the storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. No, this is my fault. If only I got to Lewis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me. He was patient with me. And yet, for all the things he's done, I chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him. Henry backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer. His manic eyes never straying away from Hugo as he keeps his distance from him. Lewis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserve so much more. And I wished. Henry struggles over his words. He clamps tightly to his shirt, his throat dry and taut from all he has bottled up, from all those repressed and silent years of just waiting for this curse to finally take him. I wish I had gone with you that night, Lewis. Sir, even if you still covet that wish, it wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Lewis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. Huh? He understood if you didn't want to come see him. But the thing is, Mortimer, Lewis never thought of anything less of you. He says so in his letters to you. What? His letters? For the longest time, I wanted to believe he hated me for that, resented me for that choice. Or at least, I thought it was easier for me to think that way. How long has it been since I talked to him? It's been too long, sir. But that's why you don't have to shoulder all that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All of it together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first. What fool believes in a deserved forgiveness? Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him, to a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, a hand slithers around Henry's instead. Its arms unnaturally contour around him while its head perches on his shoulder. This thing, this Lewis is no longer pretending to be human. With the piercing cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved. We can be forgiven. Ooh, okay. There's only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without hearing the anguish cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him into the abyss. Whoa. Something. This is pretty good. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shocks running rampant throughout his body, like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers. Fiercely and unyielding, his chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find a way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. Ooh, as he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all of the air out of him. He tries desperately to wrench his hands away. Whoa, but with each struggle, Hugo's movements become to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis. Where are you, Lewis? It's looking for Lewis? Huh? Digging deep into his coat pocket, he grasps slightly to his hand the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten. Holding it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. Ooh, you noticed? Ah, there you are. It releases the grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and kicks it with all his might. Damn, what he said. Watch out in the water. Hell yeah. To grab Henry's arm. With his heart and body screaming in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. Almost there. I just have to. As the light from the surface begins to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out, his energy spent, this is all he can do. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them, getting closer and closer. And then everything fades to black. We're in a weird place. Drifting along with what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave, not knowing where he's going or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he had a good night's rest? It's been so long. Maybe I should just take that rest now. Oh, I like this so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. Who? I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Lewis? You've done so much for me and Henry. I can't thank you enough. No worries. I want to thank you too for watching over me. And also, I want to apologize for my remarks from before. I really thought that I had things figured out once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. It's alright, really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. Lewis. I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles. To keep me safe from them. But I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry. Fate weaved its thread back to you. Our tangent connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I am forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Lewis. From a far off distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning for him to return. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Lewis. See you at home slice. Lake. Sometime, who knows, by 3 a.m. All the spooky shit happens. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound. It's my boy, hey, whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo! He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. Eyes shot right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Noah starts to pat his back while Colby continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mortimer? He's safe, so is Nina. They're both okay. The police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Is there more you have to say to me? Instead of thank goodness, I swear you don't listen to a damn word I say. He had no choice. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh. He then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Lauren? Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Hey! Behind her stands an elderly man. Frail in stature, he timidly looks to the side pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They're no longer a piercing, vicious grin. Only eyes like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Jesus Christ. Detective. Sure. I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I always thought about it every day. What if Lewis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her. The one to blame for all of this. But you, someone that I never met, still went out of the way to save me. Not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. Boom. Before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hands one last time. I hope that someday you two will overcome it. I hope we can overcome whatever we have here. What is going on? The next day. Okay, 8 a.m. Well, good morning, Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fever and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although, by closer inspection, he looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing that report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back. Yes. Yeah. For the most part. You still need to write yours, too. I will. But since I haven't had breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself... Oh my god, you brought an entire meal to the goddamn office! Let me guess. 2 is better than 1. Bingo! Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Ah, shut it, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen off from the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been better. Shorter, not better. Before Noah could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it. Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know, it's really dumb of me. I'm sorry, I was kind of trapped with a supernatural being keeping me in here with the water. I don't know what the water was gonna do to me, but it was trapping me, so I had to do stuff. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. And also the bill. And surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Lucky us, right? So what, you just called it a day after all that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you pay for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off. Said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. You know what? He's right. After all that we went through, we deserved at least a nap. But before he could walk away, he stopped to see a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Get money, YouTube. Just barely a foot through the door, Sarah Blairhell stirs up from his resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Boy, you cheating on me? Cheating on me? You bad boy. Good morning to you too, Colby. Nina scratches behind one of Colby's ear, making his right foot unconsciously moving on its own, scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you here, like, at this time around? That was out of sentence. Is everything alright with your grandpa? Yes, he's doing pretty well, actually. Even better than before. We talked so much last night, I hardly slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I last spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there's something else I wanted to ask both of you for. To put it bluntly, I need your help. Whoa, if you two aren't busy, I would like some company eating these. Inside a clear plastic bag are a stack of 2 boxes placed on top of another. She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts, all lined perfectly. No cramped or squished spaces. A work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts! They look so delicious. We're more than happy to eat these with you, Nina. There he goes again with his donuts. But yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We're about to have our breakfast too. Weren't we cute, yeah? Always so brazen in front of others. You do make it especially easy for me. Save me, Nina. You both have such a great chemistry with each other. On second thought, I'm way too tired for this. I'm going to have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. But truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee and I'm about to pass out any minute now. No worries. Honestly, I think a little break time sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Hugo puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Colby follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. I guess we save these for later then. Yes, please do. Now come on, it's nap time. Noah sighs heavily before sitting on the food on his desk. He then gestures to Nina towards the sofa, on which she happily takes his offer and joins them. Are we gonna fall asleep together? Oh my god. No, I'm getting old. I mean, you are old. Shut it. This is really nice. It looks nice. Look at that. Can I have that, please? That's a good photo right here. I'm trying to like see if I can get that. Options. Oh, that's such a good photo right there. Photo thing. We'll do it in a minute. Okay, I said it's really nice. Good boy, Colby. Come here. Nina quietly coos at him. He begins to scratch at him and begins to scratch at the back of Colby's ear. Once more. Squishy, squishy, you are good boy. Hugo leans a little closer to Noah. His voice becomes whispered, but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad he came along yesterday. Oh, what's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back then, look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Come, get some rest, you deserved it. You too. The calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. So comfortable. No big parties or celebrations. Just one huge nap. Just each other's company and sharing the small reward. Wow. A small and warm comfort. Good end. Case closed. We got the good end right off the bat. Oh my god, that was good. Oh, I enjoy that. I enjoyed that a lot. That was so much fun. I think I wanted to get all the endings. Yeah, let's go see if we can get all the endings. Let's go. We'll go. Yeah, that. These are like the major ones, I think. So maybe. Let's go. Let's go here. We're gonna leave the locket. I think it's best to put it back for now. Call for him. Plead him to take the locket with him. Lewis? Oh, and he feels. Oh. This is how we die. Damn it, no. Okay. Okay. So this was. We left the locket. Oh no. I've had enough. Lewis is waiting for me. He's waiting for me to come home. Oh no! Oh no! No! The haze of his eyes is still obscure and persistent. Okay, there's something you cannot follow. You're one of them. You can fight. Okay. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina. However, just as cruel and Henry jerks back, Richard. Was patiently. Henry backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer, his manic eyes. Sorry, I was the one who tried to get into this. You deserve so much more. I wished. Henry struggles over his words. Yeah, okay. I wish I had gone with you that night, Lewis. Sir, you need to come in. Okay, that's okay. I had enough. Lewis is waiting for me. Ah, okay. This is a bad boy. He's waiting for me. He's waiting for me to come home. Okay, so A just instantly puts his in here. Okay, before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without him, anguish cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him into the abyss. Oh, we're gonna get choked out. Okay. I open whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper, he found. Okay. Oh, it's a different color out here. Oh, as he finally gets close to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out from him. Ah! Ah! Oh, starts to blur. The cold numbness spreads. Tired emotionally, he watches the abyss draws near, swallowing him, embracing him. Let's share this happy ending together. What the fuck? Bye. He feels nothing. His body weightless and floating for who knows how long. It's so cold. It's cold. So very, very cold. How long has it been since he felt this? This empty feeling of just not being here or anywhere. It's comforting and nostalgic. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't bad after all. I think this is for the best. Oh no, it's far, far from over, Hugo. Huh? After all, you said it yourself. Seeing the things you do come with a price, right? And oh, what a hefty price has been paid for your stupid little blunder. Huh? So get up, Hugo. We are far from having a happy ending. Hugo! Hugo's eyes shoot right open, his vision distorted in a blur. He tries to come focus on Noah's voice. A violent tide bursts within him as he coughs out the remaining water in his lungs. He can feel Noah's hand rub against his back, anchoring him and checking to see if he's alright. But deep down, there's something far more concerning to worry about at this moment. Whoa. Where is Mr. Mortimer? Oh, he's dead. I'm sorry, Hugo. Huh? I tried going back into the water after I fetched you, but the paramedics stopped me. They told me it was too cold and dangerous to head back in. No, it can't be. I'm sorry, Hugo. No, please, God, no. He couldn't hear the rest of it. His body trembles as his hands clasp tightly together in a fervent prayer, wishing for a miracle to happen before them. To have Mr. Mortimer return to them finally safe from harm. But for this silent wish, this small and glaring, impossible wish, no one would answer. There was no kindness in the sunrise, only the gut-wrenching wails of a woman by the shore pleading to any god who can save her grandfather. But no matter how many would try to search through the water, they wouldn't be able to find him, for there was no one left to save anymore. Just a washed up, forgotten tale of a man and his mermaid. As Hugo tries to stifle his cry and soothe the lump lodged deeply in his throat, he hears it. A laugh, a cruel and heartless laugh, echoes from across the lake, mocking him, cursing him. A harrowing, merciless victory for this curse. A curse? It was a curse after all. Bad in A Mermaid's Tale. Jeez, okay. That was not good. Okay, let's see what's up here. Go to the painting. That's what we're doing. We got this other thing we gotta do. Oh yeah, bad ending, good ending. So there's like 2 more endings, I think. They said it was 4 endings, I think. I think they said those 4 endings in this game. There, mounted by the fireplace, is the painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. Her pale skin is incandescent, brilliantly prominent against the contrast of the dark, murky waters that keep her hidden, keep her bound to the canvas. Hugo stares intensely at the picture. An empathetic sorrow wells within him, disarming his very senses and forcing him to inch closer. surrendering himself to the sweet song. Poor thing, how lonely you must feel. You were a lot like him. Like Henry. Huh? As Hugo approaches closer and closer to the painting, his mind screaming to run, he sees it. He can finally see beyond the facade the lady portrays, for what the painting truly is. But don't worry, I can't take away that sadness. A disformed creature, a mermaid, floats above the surface, the voice whispers. Large, hollow eyes stare back, boring deeply into his eyes. Her skin is melting, bleeding heavily, this black ichor as it gushes out from the canvas. Some of it starts to hit not only the floor, but Hugo as well. The black viscous star clings persistently onto him, unrelentless as they continue to pile up. And then he feels it. What drew him initially to this thing? A deep sense of longing rushes through him, snuffing out what little control he had left. Finally embracing this nature. To come home. Take my hand. Without hesitation, Hugo reaches out his hand while his body leans in closely to the mermaid. She grabs and pulls him in. Not once looking back, he dives and follows after her, returning to nothing. Oh. Bad end. Wait, wasn't the other one a bad end? Beyond the painting. So, what would we do next? So that was one. I got 3 endings. We got a good 2 endings. I guess let's reject this. Reject the case. Hugo casts his face downwards to stare at the ground and never look at Nina. The burden, the solitude, the madness. Hugo knows all too intimately. He suffers the same conflicts that weigh heavily on her mind. And yet, in spite of this, it is too much for him. Like walking along a tightrope with the ground void and unclear, vast and empty and dark. So very dark. No, I can still do it. We can still do this. Before he could respond, a distant voice, so charming, so terribly commanding, binds him at the spot. Lol. It's already too late for them, you know. Huh? No, not here. A dull but yet distinct pulsating sound so rhythmic in its tune starts its maddening melody. From the top of his crown down to the base of his skull, he feels it, all present and daunting. Just let go. Let me help you. No, I can do it. If you will just let me. Snake-like hands wrap around his head, so closely squeezing ever so tightly that he can't help but try to shut his eyes from the pain. Such a kind person you are, Hugo. Hugo tries to ground himself. He tries to remind himself to breathe. A sweet and beloved friend. To remember there are other people that care for him. The joy, the warmth of their company. I wish you could have done the same for me. To remember that he is here, present, that he is useless. And Hugo, hey, what's wrong? Tugging at Hugo's coat, Noah tries to catch his attention but fails as he notices something amiss. Hugo. There's a despondent look on Hugo's face, his eyes distantly shrouded by a deep haze as if lost in them. He won't budge, no matter how many times Noah tries to tug or shake him. He still will not respond. But for Hugo, he can hear everything. Like he's paralyzed, he can't wake. Like a paralyzed, he can't wake from. His body sits there motionless and detached from everything. Desperate and concerned, Noah turns to Nina and ushers her in a sincere apology. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't think we can help you at the moment. If you would just come back a bit later, then we can. No, it's fine. I hope you next time. Hugo winces at her cold and blunt remark. Oh, wait, Miss Mortimer, please. Nina stands up abruptly from her seat. She wipes away the tears quickly from her reddened face with the sleeves of her coat and looks down. Once more, her tense and cold front-like demeanor returns to the forefront, already trying to forget and move on. Without so much as a word, she lightly bows her head towards them and walks out the office, not once looking back. Bad in pulling strings. I don't know if there are any more. I'll check. I'll check. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Something. This is different. This is, hold on. Hugo's apartment, 12 a.m. This is different. It's already nightfall when Hugo and Colby arrived back home. Hugo, already too tuckered out from the remaining assorted mess he left behind for himself, Leslie sheds off his coat and shoes while Colby heads straight towards the bed. I was going through the entire thing doing all the good stuff, and this happened. I don't think this happened before. It just took me straight back to the menu. Making his way through the unloaded boxes and crammed spaces, one by one, Hugo strips down his outside clothes and switches to a regular shirt and sweatpants he found laying around. He plops down onto the couch with his head laid back and his eyes closed. He lets out a heavy sigh, releasing all the tension in his body. Another day done and gone, right, Colby? Beside him, he hears faintly the rhythmic, delayed breath of his large companion who is already falling deeper into sleep. I wish I could sleep quickly like you, buddy. He gently pats Colby's head. Good night, Colby. Thanks for today. Angel man. Hugo does one final stretch before he positions himself to lie down on the couch, tugging at the blanket by his feet and wrapping it around him. His body begins to relax as his breathing falls into a similar cadence, finally allowing the warmth to gather and hug him closely, all snug and safe from the draft by his window. Oh, as he begins to slowly drift further to slumber, he feels something. Oh, a slight chill grazing just above the base of his neck, never touching but distinctly present at all the same. Although his senses are too dull and lacks to properly focus on the sensation, he does, however, huddle closer into the blanket, hoping the chill will go away. Suddenly, he hears the front door to his flat shut so sharply, so harshly, as if someone or something had rushed in with enough force that he felt the room had shaken a little. Now Hugo is wide awake. He tries to get up and face this intruder head on, but stops to realize one terrifying thing. He can't move at all. The warmth and comfort from the blanket he had felt moments ago ceased to be. His own body locked in a deep slumber, leaving behind his very consciousness to be fully awake, to be deathly afraid of this overwhelming presence. He struggles to move the muscles in his face, trying desperately to call out to his partner to get his attention. Colby! But despite his efforts in uttering his dear companion's name, he is met with no response. In fact, he can't hear or feel Colby anywhere near him. Just the raging, erratic tempo of his heart drumming in his ears as he lies there, defenseless, vulnerable, all at the mercy of this thing. And then he hears it. The sound of feet dragging across the wooden floorboards, dragging closer and closer towards him. No, not again. He wants to run far, far away from here. Run till he feels the fiery tempest within him burn his lungs, leaving him scorched and choking on ash. Anywhere but here. He shuts his eyes tightly and begins to steady his uneven breathing, hoping that whatever this nightmare is, he can wake from it. He has to. However, everything comes to a halt when he suddenly feels that same chill once more, but this time, lingering all over his back, persistently hovering over him. He knows it's here. Standing near to him, it's unbearable. His breathing hitches as he feels this intense, prickling feeling, a hand hovering so closely above his head he could feel it. He wants to cower, to hide forever away, but he can't. This frightening thing that has been following him, stalking him, haunting him for years will not rest until he gives in. His own curse. All of a sudden, his phone rings. Like a spell lifted off from him, he can move again. Hugo's eyes darted straight to the direction where the present should be, hoping to chance a peek, just a glance at the thing that haunts him. But there stood no one. Only the moonshine reflected from the window shades piercing through the shadow. His eyes shot once again at where Colby should be and found the bloodhound to be there, alerted by the sudden ringing of his phone, and also at Hugo, who looks more deceived and winded out. He takes a deep breath, steadying his heart as he takes the phone in his hand and answers. Hugo, I'm sorry to call you so late at night. I forgot to ask. I forgot to ask you about the festival that's coming up in a few weeks. I was wondering if you would like to come with me. I know you say you don't really care for outdoor stuff, but I promise you it's going to be fun. Hugo, are you there? Yeah, sorry, Noah, I'm here. I just I guess that's a no, right? No, I mean no to your no. I'm sorry, I'm a mess. What I meant to say was yes, I would like to go with you to the festival. Oh wow, what a surprise! But I'm happy nonetheless. Well, I don't want to keep you from your hard-earned rest, so I'm going to end the call. Wait, Noah. Hugo, are you alright? Can you stay a little longer on the line with me? We can talk about anything. I just need company right now. What? Alright. See what kind of game I'm playing here? I'm joking, I just want to be scared. Of course, Hugo. I can stay on the line with you. Thank you, Noah. You know what I was thinking about? A dangerous pastime for sure. I was thinking maybe we should move in together. And now you're back to your brazen self. Wonderful. What? Doesn't it sound like a perfect plan? I can cook, Colby loves me, and I'm good looking. See? A perfect package all in one. Take it. Haha. You really know when to quit, huh? Nope, not at all. I can be quite stubborn, remember? Without a doubt, the most stubborn man ever. There was a momentary silence between them before the pair fell into a fit of laughter, filling the room with this warm and bright feeling. Oh. Hugo melts back into the warmth of his blanket, letting the heat pool once more around him, surrounding him, protecting him, to remind him that he is here with people who love and accept him all the same. A reminder, a comfort in the darkest night. True end. In the dead of night. Wow, the true end. Oh man, yeah, that was good. To be continued, awesome. Dude, it's so good. I want to see more cases for this. Holy shit, we got the true end. I didn't even think we were gonna get it. We get any of it. Thank you for playing. Oh my god, I got it. Yes, I still love them being chilling over there in like the place and all. That was pretty nice. Thank you for making a wonderful game. Don't remember what was up. Break room. This is the break room. Whoa. Cool. That song is Joshua. That song is called Joshua? Oh, okay. Anyway, guys. I really hope you really enjoyed this. We got all the... Oh, whoa. Concept. We got that concept part. Oh, these. Death Notes. Ah! What's up here? Oh, this is a remastered version. Wow. Good job. You guys did a wonderful job. It's such a good thing. I love this. It's pretty fun. I like the... Oh, look at Colby. Sleep. But this was a very fun game. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I like the character dynamics. I like her. She's pretty cool. It made it seem like she'll be there with them next time. Maybe it felt like she'd be part of the thing, but I think maybe not because it's a case thing. So she probably would not be there. But either way, it was very, very, very fun to play this game. Very interesting. Very interesting on what is happening with. We kind of know what's going on with our boy Hugo, because there's some stuff going on with his own curse and his own ghosts, his own past. He has a past thing, so I hope they develop that more because very interesting. I love the art style. Doggo is cute. All the guys are awesome, handsome boys. Even the woman was great. I love her. I love Nina. I love all of them. Everything was fun and honestly, super fun. I think I got all the achievements. I think maybe. I don't know if this is all the achievements or not, but we got all the endings. Oh, got all the endings. Oh, we did. Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this game very much. I'm rambling here because this game is so much fun. And if you guys want to play for yourself and pick your own voices for these guys, they're super fun. Super fun. I love doing these. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be pretty long for this video, so I'm sorry about that. There's no way I could make it a two-parter because it just keeps going. Super fun, super fun. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed again. Like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm hoping to release more stuff in next year, more stuff during the week and not being like I was sporadically doing one here, 2 videos later on, like more consistent so you can have stuff to watch and have a very good time with my stuff, I guess. If you do, you do. But anyway, comment down below what you thought about the game. And any of the games you want to see from me like this, I will play them as soon as I can. Alright? I will do that for you guys. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in the flip side. Bye-bye.